So thinking about in your child's pose, widening the knees, allowing the placement of the hips up into the shoulders and the head to come between the legs. You might even take somewhere in between or a very narrow child's pose, laying on top of the thighs. The goal within this position is to lengthen from the tailbone through the top of the head. And then once we feel like we have a really long spine, we're really just releasing our hips back and down, reaching our fingertips forward to just get a little bit more length in the body. And then see if we can soften through our smaller joints and spaces like our fingers, our face, our toes. Child's pose is a very much grounded, held shape. So we feel strong, secure, supported. And as you find this child's pose that works for you, let's call attention to our breathing. I like this shape with breathing because we're so close to ourselves in this shape that we can feel it in a lot of different places. So as you inhale, feel the chest, the belly on the legs, close to the mat, expand, push against each other. And then an exhale, feel the hips, the shoulders, the fingers, and everything in between soften. Again, big inhale, expand through the upper shoulders and the back. See if you can sit your sit bones back more and lengthen. And then in an exhale, release and soften. We're gonna add some movement to this. So on an inhale, reach the fingertips to the top of your mat. Exhale, walk them over to the right. As you walk your fingertips over to the right, we feel this same lengthening in the spine, but now it's reaching more into that left side body. See if you can ground through that left tip. Inhale to take the hands forward to the top of your mat. Exhale, walk the hands over to the left. Reaching to the left corner of that mat with your fingertips and the hips back. See if you can release your head. Inhale to walk the fingertips to the top of our mat, and then we'll walk our hands back to our body. And you can change your shape at all as you would like. So I'm gonna sit on my heels here, but if you're wide-legged, you can sit between. You can have your legs out in front, so whatever works for you. We're gonna go ahead and just take some big shoulder rolls. So wherever you're at in your seated position, shoulder rolls up, using your inhales to come up to the ears, and then really retract the shoulder blades down and back. And as we do that, we feel an opening through the chest. And let's get the whole arms involved. So today I want thumbs up to the sky, big reach and stretch, and then turn the palms away, reach and stretch behind. Good, let's keep doing that. Big reach and stretch. Exhale, bring it through and away. Maybe take the gaze with you towards the floating fingers. Look up. And then exhale, hands go out of sight behind us. We reach back towards our hips. One more big circle, reach and stretch. Exhale, back. Stay back this time. Hands interlace behind us. Find the interlace that works for you. Hands together, forearms, elbows. And just pushing down with the forearms, the fists back towards our hips, towards the mat. And as we do this, we have a really strong core. So our belly button's pulling to low back. We're reaching through the top of the head. Continue to broaden through the collarbones and the heart, opening up through the front of the body. And as we stay in this shape, we're gonna add some movement with our gaze. So inhale, take it up, breathe to the front of the neck. Exhale, take the chin towards the heart, towards the chest. One more, just like that. Inhale, keep reaching the palms down towards the sky. Exhale, chin to chest, pause. Inhale over to the right. Exhale through center. Inhale over to the left. Exhale through center. One more time each side. Inhale over to the right. Exhale center. Inhale left. Exhale center. Pause. Stack the head over the shoulders. Release the arms. Let's roll onto hands and knees. Let's give our legs a little bit of a patter here. And as we're in tabletop, our hands underneath our shoulders, hips over our knees. And then just a few rolls through the ankles, point and flex through the ankles, move the toes open and close them. And then settle into your tabletop, releasing the top of the feet to the mat. Inhale to take your right hand forward. I always move my left hand a little bit more underneath my body for support in that balance shape. And then from here, 3 times big circles. Push through the left hand, reach and stretch the right arm to the sky. 2 more times. Inhale, big circle. Notice what this feels like right now. What is your rotation like through the heart as you come up? Lengthen through the top of the head, toes. Release the right arm down. Left arm's turn. Inhale, left arm comes up. When you're ready, add a little bit of a circle here. So we're just painting a rainbow in the sky. We're really opening up through our spine. So rather than our arm just coming open, think about, again, rotating the heart and the belly button up. Third circle coming around. Exhale, take the left arm down. And then this time, inhale, take the right arm back, away towards the hips, so opposite direction 3 times. Inhale towards the hips, up and over. Exhale down towards the mat. That's 2. 1 more. Up through the hips, reach and stretch. Exhale, take it down. Same thing, second side. Inhale, left arm comes back towards the hips, back towards the back of the room. Inhale, forward for 1. Again, think about articulating that belly button to the sky. Exhale, left arm comes down. Push away child's pose, push into a different shape. So I'm gonna go wide-legged for this one. I started narrow, just moving more into those hips if you're wider. So I know we had some hip requests. As we come wide with our knees, we let our belly, our chest, our head, and our arms come down between our body onto our mat. And we start to just release into those hips more, right? So we can feel the tightness. Most of us are probably feeling it. I want you to take about 5 big breaths into those hips. You're feeling it in the inner groin area. Breathing into those hips. Feel the low, middle, upper back rise and fall with your breath. And your next inhale, we're gonna press back up into tabletop, take the knees back underneath the body. From here, we'll take the right leg out and we'll stack shoulders over hips, come up to stand, big reach and stretch. Exhale, take the left arm down, right arm over. Option to keep this left arm up off the ground for a little bit more challenge within the core, or maybe plant it on the ground if you wanna focus more on stretching and opening it up. So strength, we hover the arm. Strength, lengthening and stretching, we plant the hand on the ground. And we find length in this right side body. So the hip is reaching up and back. We're finding lots of length as we drive the blade edge of that right foot into the ground. Inhale, I want you to challenge yourself wherever you're at to take it up with your core strength. Exhale, half splits, or not half splits, half child's pose. As we push the hips back, again, we're getting into this right hip and groin area. So you're welcome for the hip suggestions. As we come down, we want to try to keep a long line in this right leg. Our right knee is soft, only coming down to a point where we feel a stretch that works for us, so never to a point of pain. Really focusing on the right side here. Inhale to take the hands back underneath the shoulders. And then we'll go ahead and take the right leg underneath. We'll switch sides. Left leg comes out. As left leg comes out, let's come up into the kneeling position first. Arms come overhead, big reach and stretch. Balance, strength challenge. We hover the right leg. We stay here. Or maybe we plant the right arm down and then we just find length in that left side body. Maybe even try both. You have time to do both. We're really pulling this belly button and this hip up and back, and we're pushing into the blade edge of the left foot. Remember your gaze options as we move today. Neutral towards grounded hands or grounded feet are always options. With your inhale, strength-wise, pull yourself all the way back up. And then half child's pose, we set the hips back. We breathe into this left side. And then find a support for your upper body. You can come all the way down. Breathing into that left hip. And I challenge you as you come into these shapes, a lot of them can be restful for your neck. So think about not having to be alert and up with your head, but let your head hang heavy and release your neck. I'll try to remind you as we continue to move, but that's a good break for your neck as well. I know that was one of the requests. Inhale to send the body up, send the left leg back underneath tabletop. And then we're gonna go right to this pigeon pose. So right leg's gonna come through. And as we come to this pigeon pose, we're gonna go modified. So set the hips back, swing the left leg around. Modified pigeon, more hip stuff for you. We're sitting tall. Figure fours on both legs. From here, this might be enough. If you want more, we'll start to walk the body forward. Breathe into that right hip. Again, this is another option where you can let the head hang or find support for your head by using your arms. You're actively breathing into that right hip space. On an inhale, walk the hands back towards the body. Stay where you are with your legs. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, twist to your right. As we come to the right, our spine is really long here, so don't compromise the integrity of the spine. I want it to be long. And then once it's long, go for the twist. Left arm can come on the outside edge of the right leg. You can look over the right shoulder. Breathe into the belly. Keep everything where it's at. Take the left hand back around to your low back. Maybe even find the right forearm to hook it on. And then breathe into that left neck space. Exhale to release the gaze forward, release the arms. Take the hands underneath the shoulders. We're gonna maneuver those legs back into our tabletop and we'll go second side. So left leg's going to come through for our pigeon and that right leg swings forward, two figure four with the legs. Breathing into this right hip space, option to come into more of a sleeping, resting pigeon with your upper body. So find again the support. See if you can release the next obligation to hold the head up. If you get a little cramped, it's okay. You can release the shape and come back. I have a cramp right now. A lot of times cramps are because the nervous system is telling our bodies that we haven't been practicing in these shapes very often. And so it starts to protect itself. So it gives us a little cramp, so we pull away. So it doesn't mean that it's bad, it just means we haven't been in these shapes enough. But still listen, pull out, go back in. When you're ready, an inhale takes us back up. Our arms come overhead, reach and stretch, long spine. Exhale to the left side of your space. Long spine to start, and then as you're ready, you might find a deeper twist and look over the left shoulder. Breathe into this twisted shape in the belly. Stay where you are. Right arm comes behind the low back. Maybe even you find the left forearm. And then breathe into that right side neck. Exhale to release the gaze, release the arms. Let's go ahead and pull the legs forward this time, butterfly, so feet come together. Go ahead and fly your butterfly, moving into the hips. Notice if your legs maybe reach down a little farther or they just feel a little bit more mobile after a lot of those hip things we did. And then we'll go ahead and we'll take the knees together. Let's rock and roll, and we're gonna rock and roll into a ball shape today. So 3 times. On your 3rd time, you're just gonna come all the way up onto your feet, use your hands for support, little ball shape here. And then from there, I just want to move into the toes, shift the hips back. move into little circles, so just a little bit of oscillating on the toes. Again, your arms are down for support. Switch directions. And then pause in your ball shape, walk your hands over to the right. Let your head hang heavy. Inhale back through center, exhale off to the left. Inhale back through center, and then we're going into forward fold. So you're just gonna use the support of your arms, come into your forward fold, head hangs heavy here, arms can be at your thighs. Knees are soft, and then just breathe into the back of the body. You can sway side to side, grab opposite elbows, or let the arms dangle. Wherever you're at, let's take our arms at our hips, and then think about our elbows being magnets. I want them to start to attract together so they're pulling back towards each other. And then on an inhale, drive with your heart and your head all the way up to standing. And as we come up to standing, we'll release our arms all the way overhead. Big reach and stretch overhead, maybe even take the gaze overhead to the floating fingers, planting the feet into the floor. Big, long, tall body here as we plant through the feet and reach the fingers. We look up. Big breaths into the body. On an exhale, we're diving down, tee the arms. Arms are really active. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bring it down. We're gonna come right back up. So inhale, stand tall, press the feet. Make the legs more active than you did last time. And then standing tall here, I want you to find the back of your mat if you're not there already. And from here, we're gonna inhale to float the right leg high. As we float the right leg high, only come as high as you feel comfortable with. That left leg is planted into the ground. We're gonna heel toe forward and find a high lunge. As we find high lunge, we start to just increase the base maybe for a little bit more strength as we wanna come lower. We're pushing into that back left heel. Strong in our high lunge to start, hold, and then we're gonna move with our high lunge. So on an inhale, we rise up with our fingertips. Exhale, take the right arm down, side bend. Breathe more into this left side of the body, specifically this left hip. Pull that left hip up and over. Feel that long line on the left side of the body. Stretch and open up. Inhale to take it up. We're gonna launch off this back left leg, warrior three. So hinge forward. You can hover the back left leg as much as you want for support. And as we come into warrior three, we start to tick-tock forward, square the hips and the shoulders with our mat. Hands can be in front, heart center. Airplane arms are reaching behind. Now our base of support is our right leg, planting strongly through that right leg. You got it. We're gonna go right back to that high lunge. When you're ready, we'll start to pull that left leg back down. Really work on these transitions as these are a really good balance challenge. Find the high lunge one more time. Exhale, twist to the right side of the room. Maybe look over the right shoulder. Arms are actively reaching through the front and the back of our mat. Make sure that right knee isn't going in. You're pushing it out and into that right foot. Inhale to take everything forward. We're gonna step this right foot back to where we started. So push off, find your balance, and then right where we started. Let's go second side. Push through the right leg, hover the left. Hovering the left to start. When you're ready, heel toe forward. Find your lunge second side. Remember, we're pushing into all four corners of this left foot. Strong lunge position. When you're ready, and inhale takes us up. Exhale, side bend to the left side of the space. We're breathing in length to the right hip, up and back. On an inhale, we come up. We're launching off, so that right leg is going to become a kickstand, starting to hover the right leg, square the hips and the shoulders, reach the arms forward. Adjust the arms as you'd like. Warrior three, have fun with it. Your balance challenge today. Planning through that left leg as strong as you can. When you're ready, we're transitioning with our balance in mind. Right leg's coming back, high lunge. Strong support with high lunge. Exhale, twist left side of the space. Maybe look over the left shoulder. Keep pushing this left knee out. Breathe into the belly, breathe into the right hip. And it'll take everything forward, and then we're pushing back with that left leg right where we started. Push back. Release the arms, give yourself a little wiggle jiggle. Big inhale, scoop it all up. Exhale, see the arms hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, tabletop to back. Exhale, walk the hands out, find your down dog. From down dog, hips are high, pushing equally into the right and left sides. This is actually our first down dog today, which is funny because it's towards the end of class. So notice how you might feel different than when you usually come into it in the beginning of practice. We loosened up those hips a lot. Inhale, float the right leg up. As you float the right leg up, we're going into scorpion dog. So we're gonna stack that right hip over left. Just a little bit more focus on those hips. And then on an exhale, square the hips, drive that right leg all the way through pigeon pose. So traditional pigeon, left leg is long behind, so we're not gonna scoop it up this time. Hands can be at your sides or walk the arms out. Never coming into a point of pain, so lots of options here. You can go right into where we did in the beginning of our practice, swooping the leg if you'd like, or come into reclined pigeon on your back. Use the options that work for you. We're gonna be here for about a minute, stretching into that right hip. And as we might come into a sleeping pigeon pose, I want you to think about how you can support your head and your neck in this space so that you can get a rest, so that you can be mindful and intentional about not only taking care of the hip and pigeon, but that neck, as I know some of you requested that. I'm gonna stay upright in my pigeon and just work out a few half circles, breathing into my neck, my shoulders. Wherever you're at, take your hands underneath your shoulders, tuck the left toes. We'll swoop that right leg back. Maybe find scorpion pigeon one more time, right hip over left, stack. Exhale, bring that right leg down. This time, left leg floats up strong, scorpion. Stack the left hip over right, breathe through that left side body. Square the left leg, float the left leg all the way to the top of your mat between your arms, preparing for pigeon side 2. Again, finding maybe a modified pigeon in all of those ways. And then again, coming down, finding support for the neck and the head. Maybe staying upright, taking some half circles. I appreciate you all taking the options that work for you. I can see a couple of you taking some of these alternatives, which is great. On your next inhale, hands are underneath the shoulders, tuck the right toes, swoop that left leg all the way back. Scorpion dog, one last time. Exhale, take the left leg down, down dog last time. Push the hips up to the sky, firmly plant through the fingertips, the palms, the heels. Inhale to come forward into plank pose, and then we're slowly gonna lower all the way belly down, so drop the knees for support, elbows come to the sides of the room. As you come all the way down on your belly, we're gonna go ahead and extend the arms forward, so long line from fingertips to the toes. And we're gonna work on a little bit of back strength, so as our arms are forward, toes are reaching back, and inhale, we're gonna lift the legs first, so push the arms into the ground and hover the thighs and the shins and the feet off the ground. You'll notice your low back and your glutes engage. Keep pressing into the arms, the pinkies, thumbs are up. Exhale to release the legs. And then this time, legs stay down, push into the legs. Inhale, lift the arms. And maybe we only lift the right arm, we keep the left arm down. So depending on where you're at, it can be really hard to lift both arms. If you're lifting both arms, stay there. If not, right arm comes down, left arm comes up, switch sides. Notice the strength in the middle and upper back to hold yourself up. Exhale, bring that down. Find a right cheek, rest a little bit, maybe wiggle into the hips, windshield wiper the legs. We'll do one more of those. This time we're gonna go for a full body. So extend through the legs and the fingers. On an inhale, we're gonna lift everything together, arms and legs, 5 deep breaths into the belly. Feel the belly rise and fall underneath you. Think about finding length versus height. We not only feel the glutes and the low back, but now everything's together, the middle and upper back. One more big breath. Allow your exhale to slowly bring you down. Find your left cheek, wiggle into the hips, windshield wiper the legs. And then an inhale, we'll press through tabletop. Shift the hips back. We're gonna come on our heels again. As we come on our heels, we'll take a twist in this shape here. Inhale to take it up, big reach and stretch. Exhale off to the right. As we come to the right side, we find little leverages by taking hold onto the outside of our right leg. We can take the gaze over the right shoulder. This right arm can even come all the way behind as much as possible to the low back, the left hip. So just a big twisted shape with our body. Allow the shoulders to drive away from the ears, down towards the ground. Exhale, release the twist, come back through center. Second side, inhale takes us up. Exhale, twist to the left. Find a lot of the same options. Choose the one that feels best for you. Exhale to release. We're gonna take a 1-minute Shavasana, child's pose, just like we started. Maybe go wider this time, now that your hips are a little bit more loose. 1 minute of just total relaxation, stillness, and breathing. And inhale, walks the hands forward as much as you can, hips back, just find length in that child's pose. Exhale, release. Start to come up into a comfortable seated position, slowly giving yourself support with your arms. And then we'll roll over to our legs. Find a seated leg shape as we just take one breath together to end our practice. Inhale to take it up, big reach and stretch. Exhale, hands through heart center. Thank you so much, ducks, for listening to your bodies, for showing up, for practicing self-care, and we'll see you again soon. Namaste.